Greetings, outstanding folks. Welcome back. J.R. Van back again with another music video. And if you like what you've seen, you're welcome to subscribe anytime you'd like. You'd be more than welcome. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. My previous video has been mainly geared toward my progress on retraining myself on the trumpet. And the last 30 plus years I've been spending most of my music playing time on guitar and bass guitar. So today I'll be showing and doing quick demonstrations of the two bass guitars that I have, one acoustic and one electric. I'll start with the acoustic, which is right here to my side. It's this acoustic bass is an Ibanez model. Happened to be made in China. Needs a little cleanup and a little string replacement. I don't use it that often. And what's handy about an acoustic bass is if you're playing in a group and you don't have any way of plugging into an amp, this will come in handy to get the sound. This is tuned with a standard 4 strings for the G2, D2, A1, and E1. And this one has 22 frets on it, so I've got the which means I can go from the E1 all the way up to the F4, so I've got over 3 octaves of range on it, which isn't bad for a standard acoustic bass. And kind of see how it sounds. Something like that. And one of the things I like about this is that you don't find a lot of acoustic instruments, that the bridge is made so that the strings can be brought through the bridge rather than depending on bridge pins to anchor them in place. So if you use the bridge pins, they tend to wear out and you can't get them fully in tune. One thing I like about this acoustic bass too is that it has the output jacks, so I can plug it into a sound system or an acoustic amp. It also has the equalizer and runs on 9-volt battery. Pretty handy little thing to travel with if I want to travel and practice acoustic bass. I've had it for somewhere in the neighborhood of about 15 years, maybe 16. So it's still pretty functional. Now my other bass, this is gonna be a weird one for you. Give me a second to grab it and get the amp fired up. I'm playing it an Ibanez amp. Give it a minute to warm up. Now this is a Conklin Groove Tools model. Bought it from Bill Conklin down in Springfield, Missouri back in 2004, and it was used when I bought it. Now normally with a 7-string acoustic electric bass, normally their additions are usually adding a low B for the B0, a C3, and an F3. But the F3 would normally be a plain string, and because I was playing mostly on the electric guitar at the time, I actually had him customize it where I had him get rid of the high F string, move the other 6 strings over, then gave me an F sharp 0. So the tuning of these strings, C3, G2, D2, A1, E1, B0, and F sharp 0. Now that F sharp 0 is pretty low. That's a step and a half below the lowest note of A0 on the piano. And it also has 22 frets, which gives me a capability of getting up to C5 with it. I don't normally use it that way, but one of the things about when I use this bass, especially on the F sharp string, I'm hardly ever playing those notes open. Usually I'm working at least on 3rd fret for the A0. There's your C1. So I'm usually working up in this area, and that comes in handy if I want to hit some high notes and some low notes at the same time without going all over the neck. So. So that's one thing about this particular bass. For the past 20 years, I've been playing primarily at least 6 strings on a bass because that low B certainly came in handy. This low F sharp certainly comes in handy. And I do a lot of finger tap methods with it whenever I play this bass. And so I've got a pretty good range with it. That's why I probably won't be buying another electric bass guitar anytime soon, because this has been my workhorse for several years. So that's the rundown of the basses that I have. You're welcome to subscribe, and wish you all the best.